We're all feeling it. You look at your receipts and it just seems like everything is getting more expensive. But the weird part is, you're not really buying more stuff. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into why prices are going up even when our demand for things isn't. We've been told our whole lives that it's all about supply and demand, right? But when you're standing in the grocery aisle looking at the price of eggs, well, that simple explanation just doesn't seem to add up. Think about it. You're buying the same food, the same amount of gas, the same data plan for your phone. You're not suddenly using way more, and your neighbors probably aren't either. And yet, the cost for those same exact things just keeps ticking upwards. It can really make you feel like the basic rules of economics are completely broken. So, to really understand what's going on, we first have to tackle a huge myth about how prices are actually set. Yeah, we all learned it in Econ 101. When everyone wants something, the price goes up. And look, that's not wrong, but it's kind of like saying an iceberg is just the part you see above the water. It's true, but it's a dangerously incomplete picture. So let's go deeper. We're going to explore 3 hidden reasons why your bill keeps getting bigger. And spoiler alert, they have very little to do with you or me suddenly wanting to buy more stuff. And the first one is actually pretty straightforward. Sometimes the price you pay for something goes up for a very simple reason. It just got more expensive for the company to make it or get it to the store in the first place. Let's just imagine a local baker, right? The price of a loaf of bread isn't some number they pull out of thin air. It's built from the cost of flour, the electricity for the ovens, the gas for the delivery van. Now, what happens if the price of fuel suddenly shoots up? The baker is stuck. The exact same number of people are buying bread every morning, but her cost just went through the roof. So she has a tough choice. Raise her prices, maybe use cheaper ingredients, or go out of business. Most of the time, that higher cost gets passed right on to us. And there's actually a name for this. It's called cost push inflation. And it's a perfect name because you can literally picture the rising costs of production pushing the final price up from behind. This isn't about us, the customers, pulling prices up with our demand. Okay, on to our second reason. And this one is all about the incredible and kind of fragile journey that a product takes to get into your hands. Sometimes prices go up just because that journey got a lot harder. I mean, we all saw this happen recently, right? It wasn't that suddenly twice as many people wanted to buy a new TV. The problem was getting that TV from the factory to the store. You had shipping containers literally stuck in the wrong ports, not enough ships moving, and the cost to move a single container just exploded. Well, guess who ends up paying for that extra shipping cost? Yep, it's us at the checkout. All right, now for a truth that's a little more uncomfortable. In a lot of really important industries, the idea of a healthy, competitive market is pretty much a fantasy. Just look at this list. From the giant companies that process the food we eat to the ones that provide our internet, a tiny handful of massive corporations control almost everything. And when you, the customer, have only 1 or 2 choices, they don't need demand to go up to raise prices. All they need is for you to need their service. Think about your internet bill. When it goes up, is it because millions of people suddenly signed up for new service? Probably not. It's because, for many of us, what are you going to do? Switch to the one other provider? They can do it because they can. This isn't supply and demand anymore. It's just raw market power. So we've got rising costs, tangled supply chains, and a lack of competition. But there's one more force we need to talk about, and it's totally invisible. It's all about what we expect to happen. This is fascinating. It's like a weird psychological loop. If every business owner believes that their costs are going to go up next year, what do? They raise their own prices today just to be safe, to get ahead of it. But when everyone does it at the same time, they end up causing the very inflation they were afraid of. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy driven by nothing more than a shared belief. It's a pretty mind-bending idea, right? Our collective psychology, our shared belief about the future, can literally shift our economic reality. It shows you that economics isn't just about numbers and charts. It's also about human behavior. Okay, so we've talked about all the obvious ways prices go up, but there's a much sneakier way companies can charge you more without ever touching the price tag. You've definitely seen this before. It's called shrinkflation. So look here. The price of your favorite cereal is still $4, just like last year. But if you look closer, the box is a little bit smaller. It went from 20 ounces to 18. You're getting less cereal for the same amount of money, which means the price per ounce, the real price, has gone up. It's a hidden price hike because our brains are wired to see that big, familiar price tag, not the tiny net weight number on the bottom. All right, let's bring this all home and talk about why this feels so frustrating in our daily lives. It really boils down to a fundamental mismatch, a race that feels rigged from the start. And here is the absolute heart of the problem. A supermarket can decide to change the price of milk overnight, but for you to get a raise, well, that takes an annual review, a tough negotiation, or you have to go out and find a whole new job. Prices are in a speedboat, and our wages are in a rowboat, trying desperately to keep up. And that's exactly why so many of us feel like we're just running on a hamster wheel. The cost of living goes up in a flash, but our income just creeps along behind it. And it creates that totally valid, totally accurate feeling that you're working harder than ever just to stay in the same place. So, what do we do with all this? The goal here isn't just to explain what's happening, but to give you a completely new way to see the prices all around you. Here's the key takeaway. A price tag isn't just a number telling you what to pay. It's a signal. It's a piece of information that's trying to tell you a much bigger story about the state of our world. When you see a price jump, it's often not just signaling, hey, more people want this. It's signaling deeper things. It's telling us that the basic costs to make things are going up. It's telling us our global supply chains are brittle. It's showing us where power is concentrated. And it's even reflecting back our own anxieties about the future. So I want to leave you with this. The next time you're at the store and you notice a price has gone up, try to pause and ask a new set of questions. Instead of just, did demand go up? Ask, did it get more expensive to make this? Did the supply chain get weaker? Or did a powerful company just decide they could charge more? Because understanding the real question is the first step to making sense.